Incredible journey, incredible ride. So happy for you. I know so many NBA Top Shot fans have watched your content over the last 2 years. I've been on your show a couple of times talking about NBA Top Shot and the comings and goings of what's going on in the community. And I just want to say congratulations to you. Congratulations to all the people that tune in to all your content that you put together. I know it's a ton of work. I know you love doing it. And I just want to say congrats again on 2 years, and here's to many more. I'll be watching.
Happy 2-year Tandy time. I'm recording this in the darkness because that's how I like to watch the show, is in complete darkness. 2 years ago you started doing streaming, and ever since then my account valuation has gone to
really well.
So I don't know if there's a correlation there, but I'll keep watching, making sure to pick up for some good trading decisions that you have to offer. Happy 2 years.
I am in only tans because of the balanced content that he has provided us with for the past 2 years. Thank you for being consistent. Thank you for having amazing guests, and a big shout out to your wife for allowing you to stream every week from that room. Have a wonderful day and happy 2 years.
Tandy man, congratulations, 2 years. You've been holding it down. The place to turn to for any Top Shot related content. We know there's drama, we know there's excitement, we know there's hoops, and we go to Tandy. I'm an only tan. 2 years in, let's keep it going, buddy. Keep going, you're on your way.
What's up, Tandy? Congratulations on 2 years of streaming, but don't forget, we're still in beta.
Hey Tandy, congrats on 2 years. Yoda here. You've lasted 1,000 times longer than most NFT projects, which is saying something. Look forward to many years ahead, especially when Top Shot runs.
Congrats, Tandy man. 2 years in NFTs is equivalent to 20 years IRL in real life. So much has happened since you began Tandy Time. You made another human. You've kept up your stream even as many others have rage quit the space. Tandy, you've even outlived Twitter. You've had amazing guests, superior duck races, you commentated the NFT All-Star Game, you provided hours and hours of entertainment to the community. You are a kind, special human, Tandy, and on behalf of the Only Tans, the Tandalorians, and the Tandy Lions, I want to say, keep streaming, keep ranting, and remember, it's only been 2 years, we're still so early.
Hey, Tandy, reporting to you from the Jurassic Park area in front of Scotiabank Arena here in Toronto. I wanted to wish you a happy 2-year anniversary on Tandy Time. Here's to 22 more years of Tandy Time. It's always a pleasure watching. Great show, great guests. Keep up the great work. Cheers.
Happy Tandiversary, Tandy. Congratulations on 2 years. I always appreciate your perfect balance of positivity with just the right amount of FUD. And as always, community.
Tandy, my friend, 2 years, and that's dedication, bro. But I digress. You know, Tandy, in this steaming cesspool of
attending live games, fun pack rips, Team Discord merchandise,
collecting and connecting, angst pillows, bad trading decisions, dog catchers, text AMAs, Knicks fans, and the like, you've always been our true North Star of humility, integrity, and decency. Congratulations on 2 years, my friend.
Tandy man, happy 2-year anniversary. Together, we brought the world together. And now we made waves that are rippled for your pleasure.
Tandy, happy 2 years, my friend. I frankly don't know how you do it, and
you are so smart and entertaining, and I really like watching the stream.
But congratulations, man. That takes some real determination.
Happy birthday to Tandy Man. Happy birthday to Tandy Man. Happy MNFing birthday, dear Tandy Man. Thank you for giving us a place to degen.
What is going on, everybody? How are you all doing? I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I see jump shoots here. He doesn't like parallels. Budavine is excited for Strad. He wants to get physical. He's wearing his gym outfit with his headband on and those socks that go all the way up his legs, like in the 80s. And he's getting physical in his room. Perfect Cereal is here. Airplane mode is here with a little hug emoji. King Bread is here. Boston Base wants to see the Kanye East video. Stan Loves is here. Who else am I missing? Anybody else in here? Anybody else in the room that needs a shout out? Drew is here. Hello, Drew. And Top Shot Hot Shot's here too. He says, I don't know, feels something's off with Ben's NFTs, like it was dubbed over or something. Never dubbed over. And Metz is here. And yeah, exactly. Someone made a comment that Metz said, I digress, but that's because Metz said a whole bunch of other stuff that I cut because it was a celebratory video and Metz is in there peeing on the cake and inside of the beer. So we couldn't have that, right? So Jumpshoot asks, can we taunt Zakarian that we got Strad on before him? Let me tell you something. This is not only Strad's appearance on Tandy Time for the first time. This is the second time. So how you like them apples, Zakarian? Applesauce. QA Expert is in here. Larry Legend packs. Yeah. So we got a Larry Bird pack. I want to hear from Strad. Strad's a very analytical guy. He's an even-keeled personality. He breaks it down. He wasn't doing a whole lot of Top Shot content for a while, but it seems like he's doing a little more. So let's ask Strad about that. And Strad also knows a little thing or two about physical packs. And I made some comments about physical packs last week about how physical packs are not that exciting by and large. And someone in the comments thought that I was a hater. And they were like, you can still buy singles. Yeah, but that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about the physical packs. So Strad buys physical packs. So we'll ask him about physical packs. And we'll also talk about, the Larry Bird stuff and anything else that comes up. Maybe we'll talk about art gobblers again. That was fun last week. Okay, and Stan Love says the two last people covering Top Shot. That's not true, Stan. We got King Brett's in the house. He does content. Three Ball might be here at some point. They do content with the collecting and connecting, and I don't know who else does stuff. I mean, we are definitely the last of the Mohicans, that's for sure. Okay, let's introduce Strad. I don't know. Which one should we do? Let's give him a wolf howl.
What up?
What up? All right, Strad in the house. How are you doing?
Doing great, man. It's been a hectic last few days, honestly, but we're getting through it. Thanks for having me on. I saw you have a lot to talk about from the intro here. A lot of good topics, so excited to jump into it. Happy 2 years doing the show. That's awesome.
Thank you. We're going to milk that 2-year intro for as long as we can. I think this is week 3 or something like that, but I think we're just going to do it forever. But why has it been hectic, Strad? Is real life getting in the way or something else?
Yeah, a little bit. First started off this week was something crazy in one of my online businesses that happened. Long story, but that happened. And then my apartment, which is like a nice apartment building, just all of a sudden a quarter of the apartment's electrical issues. So I'm actually in my neighbor's apartment right now doing this because my Wi-Fi is just going in and out, but he's got a pretty sick setup here, so it's not bad. I'm glowing right now under this light here.
I know. He's got good lighting.
Yeah, it's perfect. This guy, he's got all the toys and games over here,
Wait, is he a streamer? Is he got making content over there?
I don't think so. He's a gamer though. He's got the flight simulator on his computer, PS5, all that.
Wow. That sounds like fun. You should probably just hang out there more often.
Hey, I'm over here a lot. It's a good neighbor to have for sure.
That's great. So I guess there's a bunch of things that we could jump right into. First of all, let's just talk about these Larry Bird packs. So I think as a whole, it did feel like they're executing really well. The fact that they got Larry Bird, I mean, obviously they can get probably most players that they want to get. I think there's some that are probably still holdouts, like some famous names, Charles Barkley. Who knows if Michael Jordan will ever be on there? But Larry Bird's a big name. Like, it's pretty cool that they were able to get him in there. I feel like Top Shot is one of the only like digital products or products for that matter where it's just this perfect, like, it makes sense to have like this digital collectible of Larry Bird, and then you have this access to him and you have these interviews with him. Like, I just felt like it was a perfect marriage of what Top Shot can offer and like what should be appreciated by the like the NBA fan, the Larry Bird fan. Do you have any other, like, anything else to add to that? Like, how you felt when they revealed that this was going to be Larry Bird anthology?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's super sick. I think they crushed it with this one, and they crushed it with the Magic Johnson one too. I can't remember if that was about a year ago now. I think they could do more of these, with a bunch of old players like you mentioned. It would be awesome, obviously, to get Michael Jordan on here. Kobe Bryant would be incredible too. So I think it does bring some new people in. For me personally, Larry Bird is a little old for me, but I know a lot of like content creators and people that are super into Top Shot and have like big followings are Celtics fans too. So I'm sure a lot of you guys, you're a Celtics fan, I believe, right? So
I am.
I'm sure that a bunch of people are stoked on that one. For me, it's just like I was looking at it and the drop, I was thinking, most of these rare ones, I don't have the bankroll to get the legendary ones, but most of
No.
the rare ones I thought would come in about $100, which seems like they are. So I wasn't personally going to go after it, but I know a lot of people were stoked on it. And I saw someone in the comments say that it wasn't his debut also, which if there was like a debut chase of the rare, I think that would have been pretty sick to go for that chase, because I think that one's going for 700 bucks, but that was a challenge reward, if I believe. Yeah, out of
Yeah, it was.
332, 700 bucks. So overall, I think it's pretty sick. And I know you got a pack, right?
I did. And we're going to rip that. But we have an interesting
Hell yeah.
comment here. This is the first time I've ever seen this before. So, first of all, F. Scott Foster, welcome to the show. If you don't mind, I'd love to know how you found the show. If it's on Twitter or whatever, I'd love to know, because we had a new person last week too. And I think we had a new person the week before. So I like seeing these new names. He said, I joined Top Shot today and saw that Neesmith and Nwora are the same price as Franz Wagner. What the F is this shit? All right. So I guess it's a little bit of a not a great experience right off the bat, but I'm curious which moment he's even talking about.
That's what I'm curious. I'm gonna throw a Top Shot debut filter up here. Aaron Naismith, Jordan Nwora, and what was the last one?
Franz Wagner.
So maybe he's just looking at, commons versus rares. Yeah, okay. So all the debut, Wagner's 21, Neesmith 21, Nwora $20.
So that's what he's getting at then. What he would need to understand then is, I know that Neesmith is like a bottleneck of some sort to the Celtics S2, right?
Yeah, and then I think Nwora is same deal here.
Right. So that's these are bottlenecks, Scott Foster. This is something that if it's your first day here, you're probably going to have to just get your feet wet a little bit and start to understand. But people like to collect the whole set of a team, and then those moments in particular are bottlenecks. There's not a whole lot of them. That's why their price is inflated. But anyhow, nice to see you in the chat. That's really cool. But go ahead.
And you get rewards, right? For collecting sets, you get to lock them up, and you can get on the leaderboard of certain teams. So if you have the Neesmith bottleneck and collect the entire S2 set, I guess, for that, you get some kind of bonus. So there's a game with Top Shot too, I guess, if he's just joining today.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good time to join today. I mean, things have dropped quite a lot from where it used to be. So have fun and get that Celtics set. It'll get you into the Discord. If you're into Discord, you can talk to other Celtics collectors. And it seems also that in Series 5, they are going to put a little more emphasis on people who are actually fans of a team that collect those moments, instead of Alexa, who's in the chat, just getting every single experience with that big old bearded face, wrestling alligators, eating shrimp scampi with Klay Thompson. Leave some scampi for the rest of us, Alexo.
Yeah, and I think stuff like the anthology stuff is actually collectible, like even rare sets, how collectible is a for the win from a random season set compared to a bunch of Larry Bird moments from like the best parts of his career, basically.
Yeah, this feels like it should make sense as a collectible. And I think that's why so many people were excited about this. There were no like technical issues, no screw ups. I mean, we've seen that for a while, actually. I mean, there was a time, maybe some months ago, where there was something going wrong fairly regularly. It was like a communications error, a technical error, but these things have gone off without a hitch recently. I mean, for the most part, and it's just smooth and it's well done. I mean, you can tell the marketing effort that they put behind the Larry Bird thing was great. It was a little more simple and straightforward than it was for Magic Johnson. I think when they did Magic Johnson, they wrote a bunch of articles, they bought placement in different sports websites. This one was a little more straightforward, but I think that it did its job. I mean, I think it's a really nice looking product. It's really cool to have access to Larry Bird like that. And to me, that is what a grail, like a collectible, should feel like. The real question, though, and I think we'll get to this also, is this is like the question that just lasts forever, which is, how do we translate that over to like the physical collectors? And maybe slowly but surely it's starting to happen. Like, I wonder how F. Scott Foster signed up to Top Shot. Maybe it was because of a Larry Bird, on the NBA Twitter account. Like, who knows? But anyway, there's a lot to break down there. But I want to continue talking about this Larry Bird drop just a little bit, which is, were you surprised at all, or what did you think about the number of people that seemed to be lining up for the rare Larry Bird pack? There were over 4,000 reservations. What did you think about that?
That is actually pretty crazy. I didn't know it was over 4,000. So obviously good to see a lot more demand than supply, because I think the rare packs were only 1,500 packs, right? So, I mean, that's pretty great. And the floor prices are around 100 for two of them. The other one's like 130-ish.
Right.
So it's not even people thinking that they're going to make a ton of money off this. I think it's
that's actually what I wanted to ask you, because 4,000 people apparently wanted this pack, right? But only 1,500 could get their hands on it. So that's 2,500 people who couldn't get the pack. And now you can buy 2 out of the 3 moments for the price of the pack.
Yeah.
But so like something isn't adding up. Some of this math isn't mathing, because like I have my take, but I'd like to hear your take on why that is.
I mean, it would seem that those 2,500 people would be buying off the marketplace, right? And these would be more than that. Is that what you're thinking?
Well, yes, because what I'm trying to get at is, it seems as though it was like a wait and see game, where it's like, well, if I want a pack because these moments are going to be worth a lot more than the pack. And that's why 4,000 people lined up, in my estimation.
That's why I didn't line up, because as a collectible, for me, it's not something I'd be interested in, but I could see why a bunch of other people are. And I kind of thought these would be about the prices. Maybe I thought even a little higher, but didn't think it was, worth trying to build my Dapper up to 99, because it's not even at 99. But
you didn't think that these would be going for more than 99?
I thought a little more. I did
Just
think a little more. Yeah.
Because if you look at the Magic Johnson ones, those I don't remember what those packs cost, but those, if you look at the chart, and maybe I can pull it up on the moment, those also had a similar price action where right off the bat they sort of dipped and then they came back up. But it would be interesting to look at those. I don't know if we can really compare apples to oranges, but we can take a look.
That is interesting, and I was actually just looking at the Magic prices as well. And I mean, how do you feel about that? As someone, are you a guy that sees Bird above Magic, or even, or is
I guess
Magic above?
I'll say even.
Okay, yeah.
It's always Bird and Magic together. I suppose as a Celtics fan, I should say that Bird was above Magic, but I could put them at the same.
I feel like nowadays Magic has more kind of social prowess or whatever,
Yeah.
He's more active on like TV shows and things like that than Bird is. Bird's a pretty quiet, reserved guy, right?
Yeah, he
And
is.
Magic's kind of the opposite, which I think helps Magic in this case. He's got that show, which I guess Bird is on that show too, the Winning Time.
Yeah. And Magic has the most ridiculous tweets ever.
Right, that too. Larry Bird probably is not even on Twitter, is he?
No, like Larry Bird doesn't care. And that's why it was kind of surprising that it was Larry Bird, because I feel like Larry Bird would just like to open a box of beer and go fishing and doesn't really care about all this other stuff, but apparently not.
Yeah. And then how do you feel about the autograph on the thumbnail?
I think that's super cool. I think that, and all these little additions can only be considered good. I don't see how it could be something that takes away from it. I wonder how, like, it's always tough because these other variables in place, because people love autographed stuff in the physical world. So it should cross over at some, like, it's obviously not exactly the same, but it kind of should cross over. I wonder how they could even make it even cooler though.
Yeah, I was just looking at the Magic one. It is cool because you can click on the little thumbnails on the side and you can actually get a still shot of the autograph here.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I feel like kind of missed the boat on the back. Like on the back of a sports card, it'll say this autograph is guaranteed by Panini, but they don't have that. I think that would be kind of cool. This autograph is guaranteed by Dapper Labs or something to make it more official.
Cool. It's kind of interesting how Panini also just lost their license.
Yeah, that's crazy. That was for NFL. They lost it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So Fanatics is trying to monopolize the card market here.
I guess so. But anyhow, so this whole idea of all this demand beforehand, but not so much after, is a little bit of a head scratcher. But I almost liken it to like a game of chicken, and people are sort of trying to see where it would land. And as soon as the first few people didn't start buying it off the bat, and then like the floor sort of sticking around a lowish price, I think people were then sort of turned off. And I don't know how this will affect like the next anthology pack, and obviously these are two very separate ways of thinking about this stuff. Obviously, this is like the speculator side, which I've always found very interesting, probably because I'm a degen. I used to do online gambling, online poker, whatever. So that's always attracted me. But the collectible side of this, I think, is pretty solid. And I think that ideally, physical people who can understand the crossover should look to stuff like this and think it's pretty cool.
Right. Yeah. I agree. I have a bunch of pros and cons for sports cards collectors in Top Shot.
Okay. Should we do a segment called pros and cons for sports card collectors in Top Shot?
Yeah, it's a little wordy, but I like it.
Hold on, I don't have a video, so I'm gonna make one. Here we go. Ready? Today we'll be talking about pros and cons for the physical collectors on NBA Top Shot. All right.
All right.
Go. That's the intro.
I mean, I was gonna make a video, I've been meaning to, about why I think sports cards collectors are not on Top Shot. And I think the first, like, some of the reasons are, I'm basically basing this all off of what I watch on YouTube about sports card collecting, because I'm pretty new to it. But I know one of the big guys is Justin Gamble, if you've ever heard of him.
I don't know who that is.
And he kind of lives like a degenerate lifestyle, and he's traveling to card shows, buying cards at 80% of the comps, and then selling them at 90%. And that's like his whole shtick. And there's a ton of people in the card market that do that. They just go around anywhere. It could be online, Instagram, card shows, and they're comping out cards and trying to buy them at as low as they possibly can. And then they're turning around. It could be the same card show, or they could say, I have a guy that I know wants to buy Jason Tatum rookie cards, and I'm just going to say, I got all these cards, hit him up. He's like guaranteed to buy them higher than what I paid for him. And I think that's a huge part of the card market, which is hard to do in Top Shot unless you're really good at getting offers and then just instantly flipping them for more. And then the other thing,
but you're right that arbitrage doesn't exist so much because of the blockchain and the instant marketplace. You don't have that arbitrage really.
Right. So I think that's kind of a pro and a con of Top Shot, is that they're very transparent about what these are currently going for, and it makes it hard to do things like that. And also they're very transparent about how many of each they've made. Like if the card's not numbered in digital cards or in physical cards, you don't know how many they make. Like these cracked ice parallels, you don't know how many there are.
Right.
Because they're not numbered. And same with a bunch of autograph cards and things like that. A lot of those aren't even numbered. And, Panini has no, or whatever company now, has no like active communication with their users like Top Shot. And sometimes I think that can hurt Top Shot a little bit. But I guess the second kind of people, or there's two other kind of people I see on YouTube at least. There's people that go dig through, they call them value bins, and they're just looking through giant bins of cards that people are selling for $1, and they're like, oh, I found this one, it's $20, and they can dig through that. But on Top Shot, if you're digging through commons that are $1, there's none you're going to find that are worth even $5. So that's another common person I've seen in card collecting. And then the third is people that just rip packs on YouTube and stuff and do the pack breaks where you can buy into the break, and you don't see any of that really on Top Shot of people buying into breaks. And
they do have one of those. There's one account that does that. Yeah, Steady Breaks, I think. Steady Breaks.
Okay, I've never heard of that. That's pretty cool actually. But regardless, there's YouTubers that just are always opening up packs, and like I could go to Target right now and there's 10 different packs that I could choose from and open it up. So I think just having constant packs, and then there's a pack marketplace. Like I went to Target and there's this pack for $30. I could go to eBay, buy it for $22, or vice versa. This last pack that I know you asked me to bring, the last pack I opened, I got it for $7 at Target, and it's selling right now on eBay for $15. So it's very different. There's some really good packs and some really bad packs. This one I got for $7 is pretty good, and like almost guaranteed you're gonna make some money if you are planning on selling all, like half the cards at least you got in the pack. So I don't know. I have a lot of other stuff here, but yeah, let me know what you want to get into.
No, I mean, that is interesting. The main parts that you mentioned there is more about people who like take advantage of the fact that there's less information. Like it's like a lot of other industries out there that someone knows more about something than you do, so they can profit off that, or they just have a little bit more information than you, so they can profit off that. Whereas there's no competitive advantage like so much really with something around that with NBA Top Shot in terms of buying a moment and then selling it off to someone else, unless like the closest thing we had to that actually is kind of different, but like when speculation was more rampant, when you could buy moments that might appear in challenges and things like that. In that sense, you could use your intelligence or use your predicting for flash challenges, for previous challenges, and you'd be able to like sell other people on Top Shot that stuff for more. But I hear what you're saying. It is a different crowd. But at the same time, I would think that there's also people that have bought physical cards and have been burned, have bought fake cards, have bought trimmed cards, have bought, I don't know, bought packs that lost 95% of their value when they opened it. Like there should also be a ton of those people as well. It shouldn't just be these people that are looking through the value bin for a $20 card. I feel like that's one portion of it. There's also a whole other portion of people that that there should be a lot of value add inside of NBA Top Shot if they could just, I guess, see that value.
Right. There are a lot of degenerate pack rippers that probably would like Top Shot for that aspect of it, but I don't think the chases are as good in Top Shot packs versus like the Larry Bird rare pack. You can make $30 and you're putting in 100. That's the chase, you know? With card packs, they're paying $100 for a pack, and if they hit the Cade Cunningham rookie, you know, that's $2,000 or something. So I kind of wish Top Shot would put more legendary rares in every pack for just some kind of hit and
Yeah.
chase. And I'm sure, I mean, but Top Shot, they would show you the percentage is 0.01% to get a legendary, right?
Right.
But with cards, they don't tell you that. So people don't know how small the chances are. And they probably are like 0.01% or even less that you're going to hit that.
Probably even less.
Yeah.
That's also why, since they kind of have to give that information, I almost feel like it's pressure to include even more cool stuff. And I wonder if they could somehow use some of the things that they have access to via the blockchain or just via their connections that other people or other physical card packs don't. So maybe it's like, I've always thought it would be really cool, for example, if you were a big fan of the Nuggets and then you ripped open a pack and you had like some extra card in your pack, let's say, or moment in your pack, and that gave you access to like watch a Nuggets game, an away game on a live stream with like one of your favorite Nuggets retired players or something like that. Like to me, that would be something super cool. That would be like an extra value add that embraces like the technological side of things. Again, I don't know how difficult that is to do. I don't know anything about like the logistics or the contracting or anything, but I feel like that is stuff that Top Shot could lean into more. Because so far they've done some cool experiences for Alexo, but there's definitely more room for doing more cool things, especially for people who are fans of a particular team.
Right. And yeah, I guess a lot of people would be into that. For me, I'm not super into the whole IRL rewards. Like that personally doesn't really interest me, but I know for a lot of people it would. I thought what they did with NBA League Pass was cool last year. I can't remember.
Exactly. And that's technical. Again, that's technological. It's something that they can do easily. So that's a good example. It's not something super crazy. It's not something that involves a lot of legwork, and it's something where you can reward a lot of people. So something along that same line of thinking is definitely the right idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to rush you into the Larry Bird pack, but I think some people are a little anxious, including
All right.
myself. How do you feel about that?
Sure, let's do it. I mean, I do wish that the sweat was a little more, but we'll do it.
Yeah,
it's like break even, or 30%.
So
But I'll enjoy it.
I saw someone say that the chase is the serial numbers, which I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
So should
perfect
we look?
Cereal, I think, is me. I don't know if the perfect cereals have been ripped.
So what does Live Token on Twitter still tell you when the cereals were pulled?
I'm not sure, But we have a take right here around what I was just talking about. Dream Shaker says digital collectibles are inherently better. They can tie directly into the stats, the game of the night, and mint the same day. You can build demand off that inherent ability. You just need to leverage it. And I think this is a good point as well, which is, as I was thinking about this Larry Bird thing, about the commentary right away, and we've seen, I mean, not right away, but the commentary on the moments, and we've seen that in the past with like Kevin Durant while he was probably really high, or Doris Burke, or any of these other commentary things. Like once that gets faster and you can do it quicker and quicker, right? Then imagine when you have these big storylines in the NBA and all of Twitter is talking about it, and you can somehow tie in something on Top Shot like right away, because we're like almost there where we can have moments minted pretty quickly or almost immediately after certain games. But I feel like they need to like take that up a notch somehow. And especially too, like give the marketing money to the NBA when they start saying this is the moment of the night, because they were doing that. They were saying this is the moment of the night brought to you by Michelob Piss Beer. What if instead of that, it was this is the moment of the night on NBA Top Shot and you can go purchase one right now? Or, that hopefully we see something like that moving forward. But before you say anything, we got some Ice Cream So Good from Boston Base. He says, Top Shot got me near blackout 2 weeks ago, and that's utility. Thank you for the ice cream. Ice cream so good, Boston Base. Yum, yum, yum. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Boston Base. All righty. We got one from Alexo. He said a super sticker. There's some more ice cream. Ice cream so good. Yum, yum, Alexo. Roses. I love roses. All right.
What is going on? Should I leave? No, I'm just kidding.
All right, I'll have to explain this to you another day. This is something that people do on TikTok, where they make money. Some of these beautiful women, they know what they're doing. They sit in front of the camera and they just get tips all day long, and people send them all these stickers which are worth money. And there's a girl called Pinky Doll who makes like $12,000 a day during this. So I know you're a hustler, Strad. You're probably going to want to start doing this.
Yeah, on TikTok Live.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for it. I'm downloading TikTok right now.
Yep, I knew it. Yeah, that's true. Say ice cream so good, Strad. Say it.
Ice cream so good.
There you go. All right. So with that,
so I did go to the live token bot, and you couldn't open these before this morning, right? The Larry Bird.
Yesterday you could open them.
Oh dang! So I'd have to go back pretty far. I saw someone opened one of the rare perfect cereals.
Okay.
Of Larry Bird, but I don't see any other perfect cereal or number one.
All right, so that's what I'm gonna get. By the way, we got another ice cream so good. Let's give it to him. Ice cream so good. Thank you, Jump Shoot. Yum yum. Yes, yes, yes. Let's get the Larry Bird pack ready, and let's rip this thing.
Oh, two of the jersey numbers on the rare. Oh, here's the number one cereal also. So I think you still have a chance.
Yep, it's time for me to rip the number one cereal. There we go. DeCloak says ice cream so good. There we go. We got the ice cream so good team in the chat tonight. Tandy NFTs. I don't know if Strad's ice cream was so good.
Yeah,
right.
It wasn't.
It wasn't that good. Yeah, it was very mid. It's that strawberry that tastes really fake. That vanilla where you just know it's not the good stuff. Here we go. I wonder if I can play this music or if it's gonna delete my chat when I watch back on YouTube. Let's see. All right, we'll play just a little bit. It is a nice music, but just in case it's gonna delete my chat later, we'll play something else. I don't know. Let's play.
So you just get one moment in this, right?
Pump up the anxiety and the stress. Here we go, everybody. What are we hoping to see here? We're hoping to see what was the 30% win one?
The one out of 399.
Yeah. All right, that's what we're hoping to see. Here we go. 1 out of 399. anticipation is building. All right, $4.99. So there we go. That's the lefty game.
What serial number do you get?
Oh yeah, that's true. You can barely see it. 433. So close. We got 33 in it though.
Yeah, that's something.
That's something.
So this is the second best one?
Yeah, second best one.
Okay. So what is this? What is this moment?
This is when
what's happening?
He decided to like play with his left hand. Like he basically dominated was it the Hawks? No, it was the Blazers. He basically decided to just play like 3/4 of the game with his left hand, if I remember correctly.
Was he injured or just doing it?
No, he just decided to like troll them.
Oh my god.
That's how much of a badass.
And they won by 1 point?
Yeah. In overtime. So if he had played with his normal hand, they would have just won regular period. But anyway,
yeah.
There you go.
I guess they were probably playing 82 games a year, not taking any off nights. You get a little bored, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. But Larry Bird, he was like a troll. Like he would tell the opposing team exactly where he was going to hit a shot and then do it to him. He just talked a lot of shit. He was just awesome.
Yeah,
he would be a really popular player in current day NBA. That's for sure. So there you go. There is my moment, my rare Larry Bird moment. We'll see. But I guess I don't know if I'll just hold on to it or.
Yeah. So do you think the prices are going to climb up closer to Magic Johnson, or because they're minted lower? I think too, right?
Well, so the Magic Johnson packs were actually more expensive as well, starting out. That's what someone said in the chat. But of course, the market was totally different. So it's hard to say, considering those two things are different. The Magic Johnson pack, I think someone said was $400 or $600, or I think it was $400. That's why it sold. Is that right though? It sold like the what is this? The out of 999 sold for $400 right off the bat. Then dipped to like $300 a week later. Then went back up to like 368, yada yada yada. And at current day we're at 109. But obviously a lot has happened since then.
I'm just looking at the Larry Bird one that you pulled.
Mm-hmm.
Someone has an offer for $750 out right now for the jersey number.
Why did I not get the jersey number?
Yeah.
Oh, we have
so that is pretty good.
We can watch the commentary, which I have not done. So let's do that. Let's check that out. Here we go.
I had a good left hand around the basket, and they always, if you watch, if I remember the game correctly, they were forcing me left to help, and they wasn't getting there quick enough. So I had shots around 5-6 foot with my left hand. I felt more comfortable with my left hand there than I did my right. Then once I got started making a few, I just kept going, and some night it goes in, some night it don't. That night it happened to work out, but. If I remember correctly, we won that game in overtime by like 1 point. So, I probably shot with my right hand the whole game. I had a good.
All right. So that's super cool. And and again, it just makes me feel like if we could get even more immediate type of cool content like this during the regular season, I think that's what Top Shot can sort of strive to be.
I think Candy Digital did something or used to do play of the day, but then, it's just, they were doing it every single day, and there's baseball games every single day. So it was like a massive set of that. But I do think it's a really good idea. I know a lot of people have talked about it at games, just like when the game's over, put a massive QR code on the Jumbotron, say, hey, if you want this Cade Cunningham dunk as a collectible, scan this to download NBA Top Shot, get a free Cade Cunningham moment plus maybe another free pack, get people into it that way, get people hooked. I mean, if someone puts a QR code for free stuff on a Jumbotron at the game, I mean, I think a lot of people would do that.
Or if you win a Frosty. Don't you remember that clip of Isaiah Thomas when he punched the fan or something? The fan was like talking to him in the stands, and I think he put hands on him, or he grabbed Isaiah Thomas, and then at the end of the game, Isaiah Thomas, he said he wanted a Frosty. Do you remember that clip?
Is it the Pistons, Isaiah Thomas? I don't
No,
remember
no,
that.
no. This is
Or the
Isaiah
Celtics.
Thomas on the Celtics, but at that time he was playing for a different team. I think he might have been playing for like the Wizards. Yeah, he was playing for the Wizards. So hold on. Let me find that for you because that's a really important video for the culture. Let's see if we can share that. Here we go. Hold on. We're going to educate everybody about Isaiah Thomas today.
His middle fingers up and said, "You 3 times." So then the timeout goes, and I go in the stands to confront him. I say, "Don't be disrespectful. That calm. Be a man. I'm a man before anything, and be a fan." And his response was, "I'm sorry. I just wanted a Frosty."
So there you go.
What? that's so random.
Oh, we need a Frosty moment on Top Shot. We need an Isaiah Thomas Top Shot debut. We still don't have one, and we definitely need some Frosty commentary on it.
Yeah. What would you like to see the next anthology then?
I mean, honestly, I wish we could get Charles Barkley. Obviously, I'd love to see Kobe. I'd love to see Jordan. I just don't know how realistic those two are. I'd love to see Barkley. I think that's also not realistic because he never allowed like his likeness in the video games. But Barkley would be fun. Maybe like Dennis Rodman. I want people that give an interesting interview, honestly.
Yeah, I think Allen Iverson could be a cool one, even though
Definitely.
he already has a few moments, but he doesn't have the Ty Lue step over
Yeah.
moment. And I know he'd be pretty funny to have him commentating his own clips. And yeah, I'm sure he had some crazy games as well.
Absolutely. I'd love that as well. I mean, there's so many players that I feel like it would be fun, especially if you're just a real fan of basketball, a fan of the NBA. I feel like there's probably a lot of players that you would enjoy this kind of treatment for. How did you feel though about the fact that the first bird moment was not part of the anthology? Because I imagine if they could have planned it themselves, it wouldn't have happened this way. That's my take on it. It probably would have been the Top Shot debut if they could have planned it that way.
Yeah.
But did that bother you at all, or you don't really care?
I think that might have hurt the value of all the moments because now to collect the anthology, you don't have to get the debut versus where Magic, right? To collect the anthology, you do. So maybe that's hurting the floor of some of the bird moments. But I probably would have tried to get my Dapper to 99 to go for one of these packs if the debut was one of the rares. So I think it definitely hurt it a bit, but I don't think it's necessary, you know? I mean, they're eventually going to have to get everyone a debut here, so.
Yeah, fair. So another question for you, Strad. We got a little more time, but you said something when the S1 packs were out, and you were like, did you call bottom or something? You like called bottom on the S1. Was that what you did? You called bottom on S1s? I guess that would make sense. Did you say anything else? Did you say Top Shot was back? What did you say?
No, I basically just made a video saying NBA Top Shot hit the baseline question mark exclamation mark, and then I gave both sides of why it could be or couldn't be. But I think it depends a lot on what they do in Series 5, right? I mean, I think they started to figure it out towards the end of Series 4 with Extra Spice and Hustle and Show being out of 2,500, and then some lower minted rare sets as well. And I think if they just build off that and kind of keep common base moments as $1, and then maybe some of these common sets, $2, $3 floors that we could see that be some kind of baseline before, you know, you're seeing the Hustle and Show out of 18K also being the same price as the base, where I think if we can get to a point where every common set that comes out is not going to go to $1 for their moments, that's more of kind of a baseline I was thinking of. And then obviously with all the Series 1 packs and moments being released now, are we going to see some kind of floor for the S1 moments? And I think we did see an initial sell-off after all those packs went out. And then a couple days later, some of my stuff was going up. Like when I was like 150 in the queue for the S1 packs, and I got a Karis LeVert, and I looked it up, and it was $21. And I was like one of the first people to be opening these packs, so there's no way people were like undercutting already. And then I checked 2 days later, and it was like $28, and I listed it for 27 and sold it. But I think we did see a little spike, and maybe some people wanting to collect Series 1 moments now to since they're all released here. So I think that's kind of what I was talking about as a baseline, but definitely not calling anything here. And then I did put another video out recently about parallels and some cool stuff that they could do with parallels.
Yeah, you love the liquid explosions.
Yeah, I do, because they're minted lower than like For the Win and Throwdowns as rares.
So why do you think it is then that the user base doesn't see them that way?
I think they're just a little undervalued just because they're commons and there's so many, right? Because I don't know how many explosions there are now, but there's, I don't know, maybe 20 throwdown moments from this series, but 100 explosion moments. So in total, there's more, I would think. But the real reason I like them is because I think they're a great way to sell base packs and make base packs interesting. Because if you look at Jokic Explosion, it's $60 right now, and people are buying it for $60. There's like a good amount of sales. Same with LeBron, Curry, Christian Brown, some other rookies, even some like good players that aren't like Curry or LeBron, like Tatum, they're selling for $9, $10, $11, those kind of guys. So I think it does give an interesting chase in some base packs, and that's basically what I was trying to portray in that video, is saying if you like right now, they couldn't sell a base pack saying like $9 for 9 base cards. Like, I don't know who would be interested in those, but if you just guarantee a couple parallels with some chase at the explosions, maybe even a little chase for some rares and legendary, I think it would be pretty cool way to do it. And
I mean, isn't that kind of what they were doing though on these like hot packs? Weren't they doing this kind of stuff? You had like a small percentage chance. You had like a 5% chance at a rare. Then you had a chance at the parallels, and you had like a 0.01% chance at a legendary. I feel like they were doing that.
I can't remember that, but maybe. But I mean, I would be interested in those if there was even chance, to get an explosion, because they are worth money, and most people here are also interested in money. I mean, who's not interested in making money? If you can open packs and get something cool like Buddha Win saying, if you can get Top Shot debuts in that. But I mean, to that point of saying nobody cares, give me a Top Shot debut. We're not going to see packs with Top Shot debuts in them anymore, because most of them are from Series 1 and they're out. They can't do any more of those packs, right? So now you're looking at rookie debuts, I guess, is what he meant. But I mean, those will be in those packs as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I just think coming up with some cooler packs. Like, I wasn't excited about any packs really in Series 4, but if you give me some big chases, I would be interested, Like the extra spice packs, what is the chase in that extra spice pack? The Curry was the chase, and it's selling for $5 right now, and everything else is $3. Like, that's not very cool to me. Like, you could chase serial numbers, but there's 3 good serials on the Curry and there's 2,500 of them. I just think with going back to physical cards, there's chases in every pack. I have this pack here that you asked me to bring. There are some good chases in this. Like, this was a cool pack. I can just show it real quick. That this was $7, and I mean, there's some good stuff in here. It's NFL. I don't know how much you guys know NFL, but this is a Chronicles rookie pack for $7. You got 12 cards, rookie receiver, kind of like a throwback guy, Jim Kelly here. I mean, these sell for $2 or $3 on eBay. It's nothing big. And then your base, which are nothing, which in Top Shot, it's cool, you know, but in cards, it's not. A good running back here on, they call these like inserts, I think, that they're not parallels. A bunch of stuff, but for $7, I got all this. Some cool inserts here. Good rookie Vikings. Another good rookie Jahmyr Gibbs. Another rookie Zay Flowers. A quarterback rookie, and then I actually got an auto as well of a rookie that was a first-round pick of Tampa Bay. So, I mean, I could probably sell this for at least $10, probably more. And then everything else, like half of the other stuff I showed, I could sell for 2 or 3. And there are mini chases, but if I had like this, if I got, you know, Bryce Young or CJ Stroud, it would be like $10. So there's just chases everywhere, which I think is kind of missing in Top Shot on a lot of pack drops, in my opinion. And just kind of when you open card packs, you never know what you're going to get. And kind of Top Shot packs may be a little predictable, and you're not really shocked unless you get the serial number, you know?
All right. I mean, I think a lot of the percentage of the time is true what you're saying, which is there's not big chases, and a few people get super lucky and hit like the grails. But I hear what you're saying. It would be cool to have more chases in there somehow. Maybe just include some higher value stuff, and the packs are a little more expensive, or something to that nature. But all those, don't you think it's kind of a pain in the ass though to like sell those cards, those physical cards?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it takes 30 seconds to list it on eBay, because you could just, I mean, if I wanted to list this on eBay, I would open up eBay on my phone, type in Hendon Hooker college ticket 5, because they have a serial number on the back.
Mm-hmm.
And then I could click sell one like this. It fills out the listing. I take a picture of the front and back and hit list. But I mean, it is a pain. And then you got to mail it out in an envelope. But you can actually just put it in your own mailbox with cards. Yeah, it is a pain. And I know people get ripped off and scammed. But
Yeah.
I think that is probably for the main selling point of Top Shot. Easier to sell. But with these guys, you know, the card market is absolutely tanking, like Top Shot has been. But these guys still make money because they're buying things at 80% of what is last sold on eBay. Then they're going to their buyer, say, hey, I can give you a deal. I'll sell this to you at 90% of what last sold on eBay.
Right.
And they can still make money. And they're running businesses. Like, these people on YouTube are making tens of thousands of dollars a month doing this, buying cards lower than what they should go for, selling them for more. I don't think you can do that on Top Shot because it is so transparent. But
yeah, you're right. That it is way harder. But I don't know. I guess the only thing that's unique of that situation to like cars, it's just what they're buying and selling, and there's nothing. You know, you could do that with sneakers. You could do that with anything. But it just happens to be cards.
Yeah.
But anyhow,
I like this comment. It's easier to lock in Top Shot. That's true. It's pretty hard to lock your cards. Just put it in a safe and just forget the safe code.
Absolutely. So this is a question. I don't know. This is going to be a hard question to answer. And I actually had a question around this too, which is the average or the number of users that are buying on Top Shot. So this is a question about the number of users that are buying on physical. Do you have any idea how many people are buying and how big that market is?
I think it's definitely hundreds of thousands. I'm trying to think of the most popular YouTubers, seeing what kind of views their videos get. This guy Pac-Man Rips, one of his views or videos from 9 days ago, got 45,000 views.
Wow.
This one got 81,000, 84,000, 98,000. So they're pulling views. If you're pulling 98,000 views on a video, I mean, you got to think that it's multiple hundreds of thousands of people interested in or buying sports cards, you know.
That's pretty solid. But what are those guys doing in those videos? They're just ripping packs or something else?
This guy just rips packs.
Wow.
That's all he does.
But they're like really good packs or something, really expensive packs?
Some of them are. Some of them are just like base packs like I got, but he'll buy like 10 of them and rip 10 of them in a row. But sometimes they have like hobby boxes and then retail boxes. And that's another thing actually, is that it's so much more available to the public. You don't have to make an account. You don't have to find out about it somehow online. You could go to Target and see it on the shelf for physical cards, you know?
Right. Yeah, of course. They're all over Target. I mean, if it's hard to equate something that's digital to that.
I think the barrier to entry is definitely lower than getting someone to go to the website, sign up, buy cards, versus
sure.
you're already at Target, you see it, grab it, you're done.
For sure. That's true. I mean, you can kind of stretch the imagination of what's possible, like they did at the Summer in Vegas event where they had like the bodega and they had like a physical thing with the QR code and all that. But even so, it's still not the same as just finding a pack and ripping it open and having it in your hand. So there's always going to be somewhat of a barrier to entry, no matter what clever things they create. However, I think the other side of that argument is that we are becoming more and more digital. So if it could tie into, the apps that you're using every day on your phone, it ties into TikTok, it ties into, I don't know what your favorite app is, Candy Crush, whatever the case may be. There should be opportunities like that as well that physical can't get their hands on, right? Like it's almost better for a digital product.
That would be pretty cool if they had some partnership with TikTok or something where you could buy Top Shot moments right on TikTok with like your TikTok balance or something. I know you can buy stuff directly on Instagram. So I mean, you could do something like that. That would be cool too. But I think you would still have to sign up for an account, right, on Top Shot.
Yeah, but I'm sure they're making it easier and easier. They are. That's one thing I will say is that they are improving all the time. They're obviously, they still have some really talented people on that side of things that are always improving the way the site looks, the way it works. I think there was a tweet yesterday that they're speeding up the ability to purchase moments. I actually thought that they were going to enable people to sweep floors because that seems like it should be something you can do, but you still can't do it. It's got all the selectors. You would think that someone could just click a bunch and just buy a whole bunch of them if they wanted to, but you still can't do that.
It's a great idea. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
That's another thing people do with the explosion parallels because they're minted out of so few and people are burning them. Like some of these out of 500 have like 80 of them burned. And then someone will come in to any specific moment and buy 20 at the floor for $3. And now the price is $10, $12. And there's sales. People are making sales $10, $12 on it.
So there you go. This guy, Dougie Gamble or whatever his name is, should just have a video of him buying up floors of liquid explosions.
Yeah.
I love it. All righty. Well, what else? You think do we miss anything? Is there anything you want to discuss? Is there anything? Why don't you tell us like what you're hoping for? Is there anything interesting you're hoping for in S5 that maybe you haven't yet discussed on a video?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what the set rewards are and kind of their plan to get people to lock stuff up again, because I don't think we've seen the big unlocking yet, because I think the first thing people were actually locking for that had some reward or incentive was dynamic duos. And I was looking back because I was locking for that and some of my moments for that still have like 40 days to unlock. So I think that we're still going to see a lot of people unlock, and curious to see before Series 5 what kind of incentives they're going to give us to lock or leave our stuff locked or lock more stuff. And I don't know. I think it's an interesting time to maybe complete some sets, not financial advice, but some lower level sets that are like 40, 50 bucks right now, or maybe you only have to put in 30 more dollars to complete. You know, if there's some really good set rewards that they have planned, you know, we could see those maybe go up in value along with like set bottlenecks as well. So I'm keeping my eyes on those. I think those are interesting. Really curious to see what they're going to come up with. And I saw someone comment on your Twitter saying, I think it was Jump Shoot, saying what sets you think they'll repeat in Series 5, which is interesting. I think most of them, hopefully they get rid of Spotlight. I really did not like that. I know a lot of people were chasing the entire set, which seemed like a drain there because there's so many moments. I'd like to see them get rid of that, but I think these lower minted common sets, I think they'll keep those, Hustle and Show, Extra Spice. And I like the video game numbers. Seemed like a lot of people were into that as well. And
Yeah, that was probably the fan favorite set of the series.
Yeah, that one was cool. I like that one too. But I think the For the Win and the Throwdowns are still minted too high. I think we could see those, but minted lower. And then what other? So there's MGLE, Throwdown, For the Win, video game number. Those were the only rare sets, I believe. And
I think so, yeah.
I think we could see those all come back, but minted a little lower.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to see Parallels back personally, but I want to see them minted lower. Like the ones out of 4,000, we can't have that. We can have like the lowest one, maybe 2,000. So that has a $2 floor. And then one out of 1,000, maybe one out of 500 again. So we're not just seeing different parallels all at $1. Like they have different price floors. I think would be pretty cool. And then they give you some chase and some base packs. So I want to see some more fun packs like that with bigger chases, lower mint counts on some of the stuff, which they've basically been doing for the end of Series 4. Yeah, how about you?
I'm looking forward to like interesting integrations. I mean, all the stuff that you said as well. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to they keep on creating these interesting like marketing drops for like even the way they did the rookies this last series. I thought was kind of cool how they sort of have a whole look and feel and they make it like an event. I like those sort of activations or integrations. I'm also hoping we see some cool stuff IRL, but not like those, but sort of more a little more clever. I mean, when Packrip was on here a couple weeks ago, he was alluding to the fact that they don't necessarily need to put on these huge, massive IRL event things. Like they can literally throw a QR code somewhere or have some kind of a pop-up thing. I'm looking forward to that kind of thing as well. I'm looking forward to seeing team collectors get rewarded. And yeah, integrations. I want to see more integrations. Like NBA is the most interesting and sort of, I don't know, like it's the most entertaining league by far, in my opinion. It has the most outsized personalities. I'd love it if they could somehow figure out some way to integrate Top Shot some way into that kind of stuff. I don't know how. I mean, I saw like they tried. So they try things like they had tweets that were like sponsored on Butt Crack Sports. Like Butt Crack Sports was doing giveaways. Like, so I don't think that they are not aware of like this kind of stuff. I just don't know what the right partnership is or like the right avenue is to sort of win over those kind of people. My instinct though is like if you can make things directly tied to incredible things that literally just happened, and maybe it's supported by a really reputable partner, if it's the NBA Twitter, if it's TNT, NBA on TNT or something, like somehow integrate with those kind of outlets so that you can start to win over the average basketball fan. I'm just looking forward to seeing what they do on that side of things. It's not easy. It's obviously challenging to win over like Joe Public on the Top Shot. So I'm really curious if they can somehow find some wins there.
Yeah, I think, like you said, integrating more into the actual NBA, and I know a lot of, or not a lot, but a good amount of professional players are interested in sports cards. They're saying like, wow, this guy pulled the one of one card of my rookie season. Like, I actually want to buy it. Like, some guys are actually into it, and when Top Shot was booming, there was a lot of NBA players into it. I think, like you said, if they do a bunch of small partnerships with current NBA players and actually get them into collecting stuff, I think that would be really cool and definitely reputable, like you said, as well, because they are in the NBA. So you got to think that that's pretty reputable at looking at a fan that is seeing actual players into this.
Yeah,
But
I feel like they gotta find like the biggest nerds. Like you need the nerds of the NBA basically. Like that's what you
yeah,
need. You need the guys that actually care about this stuff, that go home and play video games, like Josh Harts of the world. Like those are the guys that you need to sort of embrace it. I think the problem that we saw early on when the NBA players got on board was like they didn't really love, or it didn't appear that they really loved the product. They flipped it. I remember Terry Rozier I think it was Terry Rozier or Terry Rozier. I get in trouble for calling him Terry Rozier in the past. Terry Rozier, I think, got gifted a bunch of moments and then just turned right around and sold them. So like,
no way.
yeah, so there's something in this story that's missing, where they don't quite yet see like the intrinsic value of the Top Shot moments. It's still a small niche of people that really get it in that sense of things. But that's why I think when you see some of these marketing approaches or some of these product improvements, and you see Larry Bird and you see Magic Johnson, you see the digital signature, you see like the best curated moments or the most interesting curated moments from some of Larry Bird's career and the interview right next to it, like that, to me, it's making it a cooler and cooler and more interesting product. And I feel like if you can give that experience to other NBA players as well, for example, they should see that and think, wow, that's cool as hell. Like, and
Yeah.
how can we make that even cooler? How can we do it so that, I don't know, you hit a certain serial and it gets you a pair of Larry Bird socks or something? I don't know, but there's other ways where you can continually make this something more and more interesting, more and more intriguing. And so I'm just very curious to see how we see that kind of improvements to the product and on the marketing side of things and developing side of things.
Yeah, I thought player leaderboards was a good step in that direction too, because I think it would be cool for NBA players to be like, "Hey, I'm number one on your Top Shot player leaderboard." But we didn't see massive rewards. I guess we did for like the really good players, but even like average players, I would like to see maybe the Spotlight series replaced with a player leaderboard series for every single player.
Mm-hmm.
So you could climb the leaderboard of Terry Rozier. So I'm saying it wrong now too. But like a random player like that, I think that would be cool. And then make a set out of that, like a player leaderboard set, or better name than that. But instead of the spotlight set of 150 players, do a smaller minted set for leaderboard set. I think that'd be pretty cool. Maybe players would be into that, just saying like, "Hey, I want to be the top of my leaderboard," or I'm the top of your leaderboard, LeBron.
Yeah, I mean, it would only be a few of the nerds though. Like I like Matt's right here. Like these guys are super busy, and I've said this in the past too. They're super busy. They have so much stuff going on. They got to entertain their 15 different girlfriends. Like it's hard. So
they
so
are,
that's
but
why
they
you
aren't.
need a few of the nerds.
They are, but they aren't. Also, you hear them talking in interviews. What do you guys do on the plane? Oh, we play cards for 4 hours.
Yeah,
Why
true.
can't they be messing around on Top Shot for 4 hours on the plane instead of playing cards? Or they're like, so what do you do on the road in your hotel? It's like, oh, I lock myself in my room at 9 and I watch 2 movies. It's like,
Yeah.
they're busy guys, but they're not that busy where they couldn't be playing some kind of collectible game,
No, you're right. I mean, I think the cards is probably high stakes gambling, and I think
That's true.
when they go to their hotel rooms, also they're playing like Fortnite and stuff like that. But yeah, it should make sense that some digital collectible thing could also have, could interest some of these guys. I don't see why not. It's definitely possible. But anyhow, I think that's all I got, Strad. I don't know if you got anything else you want to give a shout out. What are we looking forward to coming up next from Strad?
I think I'm going to put out a video about why card collectors are not joining Top Shot.
Okay.
But I'm going to give both sides of that. Yeah, that'll probably be next week because I have a busy end of this week. But if you didn't watch my parallel video, check that one out too. I think it's kind of interesting. And we had some okay ideas for parallels. It's easier to plan out a video of ideas and put it in it versus the live stream. I'm just like trying to come up with these on the top of my head, Live is different than previously recorded and heavily edited. But yeah, I don't know. It's fun. Thanks for having me on. Boston Base definitely supports on YouTube. Appreciate that. He comments on a lot of my videos. So yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Same with Matt. I know Matt is active on Twitter and stuff. So I saw a lot of good comments too that I don't know if you have more time, we could go back through and see some of these questions.
If you can remember any of them, we'll put them on there. But Top Shot Tesla, thank you for the ice cream. Ice cream's so good, Top Shot Tesla. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. But if you can recall any, I mean, there's a lot here. It's hard to pay attention to all the chat, but do you remember any that you want me to highlight?
Let's see. I'm trying to go back through. There's a lot of comments. How many people were watching this live at peak? Do you know?
At peak? I don't know, but we have 36 in the room right now. We even have someone on Twitch. Hello, Twitch viewer. Nice to see you. Nice. It's always the Stradler on Twitch. Or it's Poker Pro Eric with 2 different accounts. I'm not sure. But yeah, 36 live. But then eventually, like the way it's trending lately, probably see around a couple hundred, anywhere from 200 to 300 people will watch, plus another like 60 to 70, 80 on the podcast. So altogether, yeah, anywhere between like 290 to 400-ish. There we go. Look at our Twitch viewer. Jan 6, Jan 9, Jan 6, Jan 69. More Twitch exclusive content. There we go. Jan 6, Jan 69. Love to see it. Jan 6, Jan 69. I've never seen you on the stream before. If you tell me in the chat how you found this stream, that would be fun. King Brett says, I want to pay you to not do that ice cream song.
That's a good call.
Hey, King Brett, go ahead. Throw the payment in the chat and I'll do something else.
I mean, I guess overall, I like what Top Shot's been doing since the season ended. These lower minted common sets. The Series 1 pack drop was cool. The anthology's been cool. Curious what they're going to do for their next pack drop. Like, it's pretty easy to hype up a 40 trade ticket pack for Series 1 moments and to hype up a Larry Bird anthology, but how are they going to get people hyped for the first pack drop of S5? I think they got to come up with something cool. So
yeah, for sure. Well, while you look at clips, people want the community drop, so we'll give that to them. This goes out to Jan 6, Jan 69.
We love the community.
I like that one.
Everyone loves that one. If you're still reading, we got a few other requests on the request line. We got the Judge fist bump. Here we go.
So I appreciate it. Yeah, man, that was an awkward fist bump. Jeff's gonna put that. It's gonna go viral. Jesus Christ! No, I appreciate it. It was weird.
Did you find something you want to talk about, or should I go to the next video?
No, I feel like the comments were like more good questions and stuff in the moment, but now I'm realizing like I don't even know what these comments are about.
All right, well we'll give Alexo the supply video. This is for the real freaks.
It's like Mordor or something.
Yeah, that's where all the spotlight moments go to die. Yeah, all right. Well, I guess that's it. I got nothing else, but we'll keep an eye on the content that STRAD is putting out. He's putting out Top Shot content, so that's always a good sign. Some of these guys, they go silent on Top Shot, and then you wonder what they're talking about.
Yeah, you know, I'm still in Top Shot because I think it's fun. There's always something going on. It seems like there's always something to talk about on YouTube or Twitter or live streams. So first off, it's just fun. I mean, if I'm losing a couple $100 a year in account value, it's not that big of a deal for me. You know, if it's fun, there's my neighbor.
All right, the video game master.
Yeah, he's the master back there. But yeah, no, first and foremost, I just think it's fun, and I'm not super worried about making money off it at this point. But you know, there's always a chance that the market could go up and you make some money here, or you pull something good in a pack or something. So
yeah, well, I think we do have certain things to look forward to. I think people, as long as Wembanyama doesn't snap his ankles in half, then I think people are going to be excited to collect Wembanyama. I don't think it's going to bring the masses to the platform as some people do, but that should be fun at least when that happens.
Oh yeah, they're definitely going to have some hyped up pack drop where you can pull, where they put like 80% of the Victor Wembanyama's, I can't even say his name, Wembanyama,
yeah,
in there, and then people just overpay for packs. But yeah, I think that would be cool when that happens.
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody, go find STRAD on YouTube. He puts out content. He teaches you all about hustling and Top Shot and best ball drafts and things like that. And go enjoy it. And in the meantime, for STRAD, for myself, thank you for being here. And we'll see you next week.
Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. Thanks for being here. Bye, everybody.
Static Selector.